To jump center, going up against the 7-footer Pinckney, and the Panthers will have it first. See their starting lineup with Tevin Brewer at 15.6 points per game and a 40% shooter from beyond the arc. We spotlighted him a moment ago. He said well above double digits his last 2 times out. Pinckney inside. They need a big day from him on the boards. He keeps it alive, and it's out of bounds, staying with FIU.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see how Middle Tennessee, they're a little undersized in the post. How are they going to match up with Pinckney inside? It could create some problems and a definite advantage for FIU.
Brewer gets it in, just 5'8", but he plays bigger than that with his toughness, and they really need a good performance from him today, too. The Panthers 0-3 so far in Conference USA after they had the best non-conference schedule record in their program history. Got off to a 10-3 start this year. Buford grabs the rebound for the Blue Raiders.
And you're seeing a carryover from the last time Middle Tennessee played, and what they're known for this year. They've got a defensive identity. They're in man-to-man, and they love to play great perimeter defense. They really are locked into FIU's guards right now.
Balanced offense. Jefferson averages 13. Sims near 10. Dishman with the ball. He averages about 8 a game. In and out. Love at the board for FIU.
FIU also likes to play man-to-man. They're going to try to sag a little, try to take some of those cuts away from Middle's offense.
Inside, that one short for Lovett. One and done. And back with Sims on the take. Hard to the basket, and a tough shot goes, and the Blue Raiders have the first points of the day.
We love teaching as coaches for you to put the big in the net, use the net as a natural defender. Donovan Sims did that. He finished on the left side and was able to get the big for FIU in the net, and he couldn't block his shot.
Sims inching closer to 1,000 points in his Middle Tennessee career. He's already in the school's top 10 in assists, threes, and games played. Nice hands by Brewer to get a basket after taking it away from Lawrence.
Tevin Brewer is the do-all player for FIU. As he goes, they go. And what quick hands underneath the basket to get that steal and put back.
His 3rd year as a starter. He had 17 for them at UAB, then 20 last weekend at Western Kentucky. Dishman pulls it back out. Shot clock at 10. Tied at 2. A couple of minutes in here at Murphy Center. Sims for 3. Got it.
A good sign for Middle Tennessee's offense. When they can hit some 3-point shots early, it opens up everything. And you can see Pinckney for FIU. He's not going to guard Dishman on the perimeter. He's going to stay back, and he's going to make Dishman have to make a couple of those shots himself.
Brewer's got Sims on him. From way out, Brewer off to the right, and the ball gets battered around to Buford. This is a very deep Blue Raiders team. They've got an outstanding bench. Jefferson too strong. It bounces out to him, though, and he goes right at the basket and will go to the line. Offensive rebounding has been such a key of late, Darren, for the Blue Raiders. Good example there. Jefferson didn't sag back. Ball came right to him.
Yeah, long shots equal long rebounds. You see Jefferson, he stayed right there for his shot. The ball came right back to him, and he was able to attack the rim. And there's nothing you like better as a coach than when your team gets an offensive rebound and you get to go score right away. It puts such pressure on defenses.
Jefferson at the line hits the first one. That's part of the reason the Blue Raiders don't rely a lot on the 3. They like to go to the rack aggressively. They've got a lot of really good free throw shooters, and Josh Jefferson is now 37 for 40 on the year, 92% coming in, and he's got one more coming as Christian Fussell checks in for the Blue Raiders and DeAndre Dishman checks out.
That's a great point, Jeff. If this game is close down the stretch, give the advantage to Middle Tennessee from the foul line, shooting 73% as a team. FIU just 69% from the free throw stripe. As we see, I love this full court pressure off of a free throw make by Middle Tennessee.
7-2 start for the Blue Raiders. This is Cleavon Brown. Brown gets it back. He likes the corner for 3. That one is short. Jefferson had the rebound, got knocked away. And the answer, Pinckney a chance after the Banks miss, and finally the Blue Raiders come away with it.
Head coach Jeremy Ballard, I give him a lot of credit. I like him. I like the job he's done at FIU. He obviously has saw something when Middle Tennessee gets rebounds, as Donovan Sim is lighting it up. But FIU, that's twice they've gotten their hand in on a rebound and got a tip.
Sims with 8 of the 10 already for Middle. Jefferson the block. Defense now on to offense. Lawrence to Jefferson. Beautiful feed. Buford missed the shot. Defense and offense. They've got length, they've got depth, and they've sort of started to find their scoring balance. Here's Jefferson for 3. That one no good. And the rebound corralled by one of the shortest guys on the floor, Tevin Brewer.
And head coach Nick McDevitt, for the first time since he's been here at Middle, has got a full roster. And they're healthy. He's had to battle so many different things in his tenure so far. I know he's excited about this team. He likes their chemistry. He likes what they're doing on the floor. He doesn't like that, though.
Eli Lawrence on the miscue.
Yeah.
And there's Jeremy Ballard. He also is in his 4th year here with the Panthers of FIU. He really has led a dramatic turnaround of this program. They didn't have a great year last year, but 2 out of the last 3, and now again this year's strong team out of Miami for the FIU Panthers. Ballard, one of several former assistants at VCU of Shaka Smart, coaching now at the head coaching level around the college game. Shaka Smart now at Texas, but he was with Smart at VCU before coming to FIU. Jeremy Ballard. Tyler Millen to T. Leonard in the corner, and there was contact inside. The offensive foul before the pass out to Leonard.
I said this, I like Jeremy Ballard. I like his energy. He's a player's coach. As you can see there, Tyler Millen comes in. Again, Middle Tennessee loves sharing the basketball, and that's the great idea there of an interior drive to a draw and kick. But one of the things you got to be aware about is leaving your feet and making a pass. You see, sometimes if you do that, Tyler Millen did that, you get out of position, and an offensive foul can be the result, and it was there. That was a good call.
Here comes the trap. Panthers get it across. Petar Kravakovic in the game, one of their reserves. Really good 3-point shooter. Cleavon Brown inside it and poked away. It'll stay with the Panthers. There's Jeremy Ballard. They won 20 games his first year, and that was just the 3rd ever 20-plus win season in program history. Second year, they won 19 games. Last year, just 9 wins, but off to a good, strong start. Their best ever non-conference showing this year. Off to the 10-3 start before dropping their first 3 here in conference. They got blown out at UAB on Thursday. It's interesting, too, Darren, the first half has not been the problem lately for FIU. It's been a different story in their second halves, both last weekend at Western Kentucky and then the other night at UAB. They led by 11 in the first half against the Blazers, but just shot very poorly. 1 out of 12 beyond the arc in the second half, and it crumbled away from them.
Yeah, if you can't make shots, especially on the road consistently, you really have an uphill battle to climb. 1 for 12, that's not going to do it. You're not going to win many games going 1 for 12 and a half of basketball from 3.
Aquan Smart short on the jump shot. T. Leonard the rebound for the Blue Raiders. Cameron Weston with the ball right now, too. Really deep Blue Raiders team. A lot of interchangeable parts. A lot of reserves who play like starters. This 3 no good by Fussell. 10-2 Blue Raiders approaching 14 minutes. On the take, it's Denver Jones. And he had contact at the rim and couldn't get it to go down.
Great job by Fussell, just staying vertical, not coming down on the shot, and doing a nice job contesting that. And you're right, Middle Tennessee's bench, I believe it's 8 or 9 players are all averaging double-digit minutes. So Nick McDevitt has a deep bench for the first time since he's been here with the Blue Raiders.
FIU ball. And talking with Nick McDevitt, Darren, you get the feeling there's so much value on this team for everybody to know, hey, tonight might be their night. They don't have that one guy averaging 25 a game where everybody else around him knows that guy's going to get most of the shots. You never know for Middle who's going to have the big night.
You're right, and he's created this culture where they don't care.
Yeah.
They're very unselfish that way. Listen, they've struggled to win the last 3 years. Only 9 wins in the previous 3 years. They've got matched that total already, as you see Jones knock down the 3. But it's a real nice shift, and it's what you want to see as a coach when your team doesn't care who gets the credit that night. They just want to get the W.
Talk about bench guys getting big minutes. Denver Jones is in that group for FIU. He had 17 for them at UAB the other night off the bench, and he hit that triple to get the Panthers within 5. Weston back to Fussell. Tyler Millen started games early in the year for Middle. Now he's part of their bench crew. Shot clock expiring. Lawrence no good on 3. Jones the rebound.
And as you can see, FIU very comfortable to play toes to 3 defense. Try to keep the cuts and the drives from Middle Tennessee. Limit those opportunities. Make them shoot jump shots.
Petar Kravakovic on the take. He will go to the line. Both teams have cooled off. FIU won for their last 13. They're 2 of 18 in the game, and Middle has not scored in the last 3.5 minutes.
And a rare drive from Petar. He is a catch and shoot 3 kid. He loves to shoot the 3. He's made 22 of his 25 baskets from the year are 3-point shots. Good from the line too, but a nice drive from Petar.
Yeah, only 51% from beyond the arc. Just 51. That's that'll play, and that's why you shoot the 3 more than you take it. He is a native originally of Montenegro, but he prepped in Miami. Petar Kravakovic. It's them both.
And I was excited when I watched film. We had this game last year when FIU was here, and I was intrigued by Petar Kravakovic. He's put on about 25 pounds this offseason too. He's really lived in the weight room and bulked up. I was expecting to see this young shooter again that we saw last year, and I was doing the notes, and I said 6'4", 200 pounds. Where did he get that extra 20 pounds?
He's on the wing at the top of your screen right now. Now in the corner in case there's an opportunity for 3. Shot clock at 10. Panthers can tie it on this, and they miss it. The 3 no good by Javante Hawkins. Blue Raiders 1 for their last 7 from the field. Millen. That one too strong. Fussell in among the trees, and he'll go to the line. Good rebounding there by Christian Fussell, the freshman out of Decatur, Georgia.
One of the first times tonight that we saw Middle get into their half-court offense and run their stuff. And what's interesting to me, Middle had a big win Thursday night, and they played fantastic, and they really took it to FAU and did about as complete a job on all phases of the basketball game. FIU struggled. And you talked about it the second half down at UAB. So the first 10 minutes of this game, what were we going to see? How was FIU going to respond? This is what's so great about college basketball is you fully expect these kids. They forget about it. They get up the next day. They're excited to play again. I think the pressure's on Middle because they have to try to replicate what they did the other night.
Little winning streak trying to build here for the Blue Raiders. Outstanding team at home. 7-0 this year. They've won 9 straight here at the Murphy Center going back to last year. And FIU trying to get their first conference win. 4-point game, Panthers ball. Aquan Smart with the left hand off the glass. Transfer from Maryland has his first basket of the day. And they're going to bring some pressure now. Under 12 minutes. Eli Lawrence gets it across. They pop for Lawrence, and he got it.
Good action off the pin down. Eli Lawrence got his feet set, got his shoulder square to the basket. Good release right there and a good answer for Middle.
Good hands by Sims, poked it to Lawrence, and a turnover. Blue Raiders are top 25 in the country in both steals and turnovers forced per game. Exhibit A right there on that last defensive possession. Now trying to get points out of it, back at the other end, leading by 5. Blue Raiders shooting 33%, holding FIU to 15% so far. We talked about the Blue Raiders' strong showing the other night against FAU. It was the 6th time this year in 16 games they've held their opponent to 60 points or fewer. Lockdown defensive late for Middle Tennessee. And they've shown that already today with the field goal percentage for FIU, as a traveling violation on Eli Lawrence gives it back to the Panthers and Jeremy Ballard's crew.
Good defense there out of the timeout by the Panthers. Again, they're content to stay inside the three-point line, try to take away those cuts and those come-togethers in this Princeton offense that Middle likes to do. The way to fix that is to make some outside jump shots. So Middle Tennessee right now, 3 of 9 from 3, 33%. A couple more of those fall, and Coach Ballard might have to make an adjustment. But right now, he's fine defending the way he is. They're doing a nice job.
Cleavon Brown holding. Let some traffic go through. Now he's one-on-one with Buford. And that's easy for Cleavon Brown.
That's FIU's game. They're more of a one-on-one. They use a lot of ball screens. They try to get some mismatches, and that was a real nice take from Cleavon Brown. Back down dribble to a nice little jump hook over his left shoulder.
Former Vanderbilt Commodore Cleavon Brown, one of several transfers on this FIU team. DeAndre Dishman back in at the last stoppage. Buford from the corner. Air ball, but it goes right into the arms of Dishman. And Jefferson got contact in the face and hit the three.
What a smart play by Jefferson. The air ball caused the shot clock not to be reset. So he saw that. He knew he had to get it off quick, but he went to a shot fake. And I can't emphasize enough, shot fake after a dribble, how often that's going to get your defender in the air and give you a chance to get to the foul line, which he's going to get a chance to compete the 4-point play.
And we mentioned him earlier. He is a 92% free throw shooter. 5 points early for Josh Jefferson. And he hits the and one. He had 5 threes and 19 points against FAU on Thursday. And he's had 5 games in a row now with at least 3 threes. Josh Jefferson. Here's Brown inside. And the ball blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with FIU. You can see Jeremy Ballard thinking there was contact there in addition to the ball going out of bounds.
He might have had a point, but what a great athletic play by Middle Tennessee. FIU's ball out of bounds. But you watch Tevin Brewer. He's unguardable. He's so quick with the bounce, and he keeps his head up on the dribble. He can really make those interior passes. That was a great find. Just unfortunate they didn't get the finish at the rim. But just watch Tevin Brewer, how he moves around the court, and just the way he just is effortless, the way he handles the ball, and no look pass.
What a pass, and what a one-handed alley-oop flush by Cleavon Brown. Wow.
He made me look real smart right there, because we were talking up his ability to make the pass off the bounce. He just didn't quite get the one before that, but interior, he shortens his stride, he takes a little bit quicker pace with his dribble, and he always has his eyes up. What a great athletic play.
And Brown has the bank open on a Saturday with that free throw. 53% free throw shooter, but hey, it went in for him. Doesn't matter how it looks. Off the glass to make it a 4-point game as we approach 9 minutes. Long one for Jefferson. Soft fall into the hands of Cleavon Brown. Again, you see they use that 7-footer Pinckney on high to try to get some separation for Brewer. And now Eli Lawrence picks up his first foul.
Lots of ball screens up at the top of the key to try to free Brewer. And Middle's got to make a decision. Do they go over the ball screen or under? If they go over, they run the risk of Tevin just turning the corner and getting to the rim. If they go under, he can pop the 3 on him. So it's a real interesting dynamic to watch that.
Brewer didn't use the screen, went the other way, and a corner 3, no good by Isaiah Banks. Jefferson had the fake, goes in, tried to dump it off to Dishman, and there were Panthers in the way. This time Lovett coughs it up.
Quick hands by Cameron Weston with that steal.
Buford with Banks on him. Now to Dishman. Shot clock at 10. Lawrence in on the 7-footer Pinckney, who blocked the shot. And the Panthers come away with it. Pinckney is down and hurting. He went down hard after.
Again, being straight up and straight down. Both teams right now really, really defending well, as indicative by 18-14 here halfway through the first half.
Yeah, both teams shooting under 35% here in the first half. Isaiah Banks back to Brewer. Shot clock down to 5. One-on-one with Millen. Denver Jones, did he get it off? He did. It's no good. The ball batted out. Jones keeps it alive. Now he loses it into the hands of Brewer. Jones goes in, blocked away. Back to the other end. Weston leaving it for Lawrence. And Millen will pull it back out.
Thought about it.
Yep.
But it's going to pull it back out. That's a smart decision. Set the offense and get a good quality look here in this possession.
This time from the wing, Lawrence misses the 3. Another second chance opportunity here for the Blue Raiders. And a carry by Dishman.
Don't see that called very often, and I didn't get to see what happened. Must have just kind of palmed the ball a little bit too much, as he's kind of asking, and Coach McDevitt's asking for an explanation as to what exactly he did there. Coach McDevitt always going to try to teach and make sure his players learn.
Cleavon Brown out to Brewer. Brown against Weston, bangs in, and it's an offensive foul. Yeah, it's sort of like how they say you could call holding on every football play. You could maybe call a carry a lot in basketball. Officials typically don't. It's odd when you then see it called.
Yeah, as we see the replay there, Cameron Weston did a nice job. When the low post player gets and gets the ball and goes to an open pivot like that, it really puts the defender kind of in a precarious situation. He did a nice job getting low and wide, and he took the contact mass to mass, fell over and got the charge call.
Sims from the corner, in and out. Cleavon Brown has the rebound for FIU. Still down by 4. Another scoring drought here for the Blue Raiders. This one 3.5 minutes. They've had a couple of them in this half. Denver Jones missed the shot. Ball loose. Cleavon Brown dumps it off. That's no good for Jones. And finally it's pulled away by Millen. Boy, there is some banging going on inside for rebounds between these two teams.
And I love it. I love seeing teams play physical defense and contest every shot and fight for every rebound and every loose ball. That's how you win basketball games, especially in conference play.
Shot clock down to 10. Weston on the wing. Now it's at 4. Weston takes it, tried to give it to Dishman, who wasn't ready. And as the ball goes out of bounds, the shot clock was expiring anyway. It's FIU ball. It just feels like right now everybody's in every passing lane. Every hand is getting in to poke the ball loose. Both teams are out of sync offensively, and you got to give credit to the D.
Absolutely, and both benches fired up and getting excited about defense. Fun to watch right now.
On the baseline, Dante Wilcox gives it to Denver Jones, who gets fouled.
Denver Jones, I don't think that pass was for him. I think it was to come to the corner. He just stuck his hands up, got a, you see here the pass out. Oh, I guess it was, but what a great interior look, post to post like that. And Denver Jones, again, a little pump fake as you pick up your dribble. It's amazing how many times you can get to the foul line if you just master that small little technique in your skill development sessions.
The foul was charged to DeAndre Dishman. It's his second. He's going to check back out. Christian Fussell in for the Blue Raiders. 3-point game with under 5 before halftime. Jones with one more. He's an 89% free throw shooter, and the New Market, Alabama native hits them both. And it's a 2-point difference now. Blue Raiders had a 10-2 lead early. It's tightened up. Provocapic to Jones on the wing. Brewer with it. Trying to shake Jefferson. Sims picks him up on the switch. This is Banks, and he slams it home, and this game is tied.
Isaiah Banks, what an athletic drive on the baseline, and he went up and finished it. And FIU doing a nice job getting back into this game and getting the tie with about 4 minutes left here in the first half.
Panthers have not had a lead yet, but they've drawn it even at 18. Millen gets doubled, so Sims is left wide open. Missed the three, had a good look at it.
Turnovers so far for Middle Tennessee against FIU here in the first half. And tough to get baskets when you're turning the ball over, as I think we've got a loose ball foul on the rebound here.
Dante Wilcox picks it up for FIU after the front end of the 1-and-1 was missed by Jones.
To put that into perspective, against FAU the other night, Middle Tennessee only had 11 turnovers for the whole game. So 8 already here in the first half. Definitely going to be a concern for Coach Nick McDevitt.
Yeah, they only average 13 per game. Their ability is at the other end to force the turnovers, not to commit them offensively. Jefferson inside to Leonard. Fussell left open. Too strong and out of bounds to FIU.
But that's FIU's game plan. We talked about it. They're going to pack the paint in, and they're going to have the post player for Middle, Fussell in this case, when he gets those perimeter catches, they're not going to guard him. They're going to dare him to shoot that ball, and they'll live with a make or two of those. They don't want him to get hot, but right there, that's exactly the shot Coach Jeremy Ballard and FIU wanted Middle Tennessee to take.
Over 6 minutes now without a basket for the Blue Raiders. FIU has not led yet in this game. Brewer changes all that. The Panthers by 2.
So good finishing with either hand at the rim. He's got such great control in the air, and you saw that right there with that tough finish with the left hand.
Just 5'8", yet fearless to take it up among the trees. And another rough possession offensively for Middle. This can be FIU ball again. It's almost 7 minutes now without a point for Middle Tennessee, and Nick McDevitt just does not want to look right now. From down 7 to up 2 now for the Panthers. Inside of 3 minutes. Brewer thought about it, but he had the length of Leonard on him, so he passed it up. Brewer in the corner, trying to get around Leonard. It leads to Jones, and that one is no good.
FIU doing a good job of getting back on that miss, limiting even a transition opportunity for Middle Tennessee. Everything tough right now for the Blue Raiders. As Josh Jefferson says, just get me open, give me a little bit of space.
Finally, the lid comes off for Middle. It had been over 7 minutes. And that run included 5 turnovers. Brewer unable to respond. Jefferson with 2 threes in this first half. We said it earlier, he's gone 5 games in a row now with at least 3 threes. Jefferson gets it back, tries to shake Banks. Buford with the shot clock at 10. Fussell has Brewer on him, but they can't get it to him. The shot clock now at 2. Weston the step back. Got it!
If you can get a couple three-pointers to fall.
Approaching 1 minute. Blue Raiders back up by 4 now. See how the Panthers respond. Brewer with a much taller Eli Lawrence on him. The Raiders in that man-to-man. Now they switch, and it's Leonard on the pickoff. Going against Brewer, and he draws the foul.
And I love Tevin Brewer. He thought he stripped it clean, and this just shows the character of this young man. Most small guards in that scenario right there, they're just trying to stop the fast break, and they're going to foul, and they're going to make them earn it at the line. He actually thought he could challenge him and get the steal. I love that competitiveness about Tevin Brewer.
Leonard, a very promising young player for the Blue Raiders, 6'7" freshman. Not a great free throw shooter on the year, 47%, but he hits the first one. His first point of the day. Conference Freshman of the Week earlier in the season at one point after some good games early against Winthrop and Stephen F. Austin. T. Leonard. Tiafael Leonard Jr. Too strong on the second one, and Denver Jones the rebound.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. His upside is just incredible, and it's exciting to see what he's going to do here over the next 4 years in a Blue Raider uniform.
His field goal percentage on the year is 65% because a lot of it is dunks. He's got a highlight reel, at least one per game. 30 seconds left. Three no good by Banks. Cleared away by Lawrence. And the Blue.
24 seconds left. They can hold for a last shot. Let's see what they've got drawn up.
Sims has it. Shot clock is off.
Jefferson's under the basket, so he can come off of either side probably for a pin down or maybe get a catch and go back to a flare screen.
7 seconds. Now they're looking. They find Jefferson, but he's out near the logo. He's got to heave it. Good. Ready for the second half. Jeff M., Darren Park, our great crew alongside for the final 20 minutes here in Murfreesboro. Starters on the floor for both teams, and FIU ball down by 5. Good to see Seth Pinckney back in there for the Panthers. If you weren't with us in that first half, he went down hard on his left arm, came out, but the 7-footer back in on the interior for the Panthers. Sims coming away with a deflection. Alley-oop, slam for Lawrence.
Donovan Sims made eye contact with Eli Lawrence about a second before he threw it. Eli gave him the nod like, yeah, Don, throw it up, I got you.
5 for Lawrence off that dunk. Brewer got some separation but missed the layup. Blue Raiders led by as many as 8 in that first half, but they had a couple of different cold spells, and the Panthers got back in it into halftime. Jefferson out to Lawrence. Corner pocket. It was short. Offensive rebound loose. It got deflected by Pinckney, so Lawrence is okay to recross the timeline.
And we talked in the first half about FIU and their second half struggles right now. So it'll be interesting to see. These first 3 minutes could tell a real interesting tale. And if you're Nick McDevitt and the Blue Raiders, you also know their struggles. So you're talking to your team about, hey, these first 3 minutes are critical. Let's not give them a chance. Let's get this lead from 7 to 11 and make them think that they can't get back into this ballgame.
Sims around a Dishman screen. Into the corner for Buford. He lost it, but it goes to Jefferson. Trying to give it back to Buford, and they got crossed up a little bit. 10th turnover of the day on the Blue Raiders. As you look at Jeremy Ballard, 4th year as head coach of the FIU Panthers. They come in at 10-6, but they are 0-3 in Conference USA.
That's another instance with Jefferson of being too unselfish. He got that deep in the paint. He probably had his pull-up if he wanted. I think that's what some of the assistants from Middle Tennessee were indicating to him after that. Hey, shoot that shot. You got that deep. Go score that.
Levon Brown gets the roll to go. He's got 7 now. Back to a 5-point game.
He's got great hands and a great touch around the rim, and it's really fun watching him on film, his ability to score around the basket.
He had 6 points and 4 boards against UAB on Thursday. Pinckney comes away with a miss. And now the 5'8" Brewer had just 4 points in that first half. It's a low-scoring first half. Both teams had some different scoring droughts. Brewer averages close to 16 on the year, and we've got the Panthers giving it right back now to Middle Tennessee as Nick McDevitt looks on.
An interesting adjustment there with that on ball up in the funnel at the top of the key. They jumped out and didn't let Tevin Brewer use the screen. They made him go away, as again you see Tevin Brewer getting his hands on balls 84 feet away from the basket, and he gets the turnover.
Boy, the hands by Brewer to get in on Sims right there. He is just so pesky and so relentless.
You've got to protect the basketball against a defender like Tevin Brewer. You've got to use your body. You've got to get your arm bar up. You've got to protect your dribble. All of those little things that you're taught against a heady defender with quick hands like Tevin Brewer.
Denver Jones with the ball. Came back in for Pinckney. Misses it on the take. And the rebound to Lawrence. 3 minutes into the second half. Blue Raiders lead by 5. Dishman with a bounce inside. It comes out to Jefferson. Sims, the long two. Got it. There's that ball fake again. Fake the three, ended up with a 2.
Yeah, that time he did the shot fake before the dribble and went to his middle game, we call it, and Donovan Sims just elevated up and got that shot. That was a really, really nice take by Donovan Sims.
He's got 10. Had just 5 against FAU on Thursday. 3 no good by Lovett. 1 and done. A basket here would give the Blue Raiders their biggest lead of the day. They led 10-2 early. Sims short. Buford though gets the rebound. Jefferson, and that's good.
Offensive rebound, kick out 3. Those are daggers when you're a defense, and it's what you want to see offensively. You teach that in practice. Offensive rebound, kick out for 3.
And now it's 6 games in a row for Josh Jefferson with at least a trio of 3-pointers. And he's got 12 points now to lead all scorers. Biggest lead of the day for Middle Tennessee at 10. FIU to Cleavon Brown, blocked away by Dishman. Good body control by Dishman inside to get that deflection. Lawrence for 3. Too strong, and Brown's got the rebound.
Maybe a little too quick for Eli Lawrence right there, but you can't fault him. You get excited, you see a couple go in, and you want to be a part of it, and they're so dynamic in transition. Head coach Nick McDevitt, I think, agrees with me there, Jeff. He says, let's slow it down, let's run our offense.
That turnover there by FIU, their 6th of the day. They commit about 14 per game. They've taken pretty good care of the ball today. 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. A 10-point lead for the Blue Raiders. Jefferson able to save it from a violation, but it goes to Denver Jones. And he misses at the other end. Now there's numbers. Jones slow to get back up. Blue Raiders are realizing.
Shooter, it's the easiest offense you can draw up.
Christian Fussell, Cameron Weston in there for the Blue Raiders. A couple of key reserves. T. Leonard in there as well as Jefferson gives back to Fussell. Tyler Millen off the glass and good.
Really nice cut by Tyler Millen to the middle of the paint, and then played slow when he got the catch, turned and attacked the rim.
7-0 run for the Blue Raiders, trying to pull away again. They lead by 12. Big possession here, it feels like, for the Panthers. Trying to stay in this game early second half. Kravakovic wide open, and he missed it. A rare miss from beyond the arc for the sharpshooter.
Yeah, and you're right, Jeff. It feels like that 12-point lead feels like 20 when you're struggling to score. So you've got to be very careful. It's one thing if you're...
Point of the day. Aquan Smart had picked up the foul before that stoppage. He's got 3 fouls now for FIU. Weston gets them both. Part of this good free throw shooting team. 75% for him on the year. And the Blue Raiders now have opened up a 14-point advantage. Smart staying in with those 3 fouls. Here's Denver Jones from the corner. Response doesn't go. Weston knocked it out of bounds. Came flying in to pull it away from Dante Wilcox. And it will stay here with FIU.
And Middle Tennessee doing a nice job picking up full court, just providing a little soft pressure and then going to a little switching man right now, freely switching every screen and exchanges that they need to do to keep the ball in front of them.
Tyler Millen just picked up his third foul. Not happy about it. He thought he got a hand on ball there as Tevin Brewer was on the take.
Yeah, tough to see there, but not the worst thing in the world. Non-shooting foul, player control. They take it out underneath the basket, and Tyler Millen will get a rest.
Wilcox has it. FIU needs a basket. They're 0 for their last 6. They've gone 4.5 minutes without a point. Brewer trying to get some separation. Shot clock down to 6. Brewer off the mark. Jefferson the rebound for Middle.
And even with the switch and Christian Fussell defending Brewer up at the top of the key, he's long and he's able to stay gapped and still get his long arm up to contest that shot. Middle Tennessee, we talked about it, does such a good job defending the perimeter. It makes it very, very difficult for opposing guards to get quality, easy looks at the basket.
FIU averages about 11 made threes per game. They are 1 for 15 today from beyond the arc. And we talked about this earlier. They were 1 for 12 in the second half the other night at UAB against UAB. It's part of their downfall. Today, 1 out of 15.
Yeah, second half struggles again right now for FIU. Still time to right the ship, but again, have to get some outside shots because Middle Tennessee will just keep packing it in, keep switching, keep the ball out of the paint, contest jump shots, and until Coach Jeremy Ballard and the Panthers can get a couple of those to fall or come up with something to get their guys an open look, Middle Tennessee doesn't have to change anything defensively.
Quan Smart trying to get it in. Eli Lawrence with the good hands there a moment ago to force them to try it again. Javante Hawkins handing to Jones. Tevin Brewer getting a break right now. A turnover. Back to the other end. The Blue Raiders. Ball loose. Grabbed by Smart. And he can't connect with Hawkins on the wing. Boy, it's just going all downhill right now for FIU.
It is so hard to get road wins, especially in conference, and you need all the little things to go right. And that's right there's a microcosm of this game right now for FIU. They get the steal and the stop at one end and can't convert, can't even get an attempt at the other end because they make an errant pass, and now they've got to defend again.
Weston working on Hawkins. Nice spin move. Reverse layup. Missed the shot. Leonard, though, gets the offensive rebound. Provocapic could not hold on to it. Now Leonard loses it. Picked up by FIU. Under 12 to go. Jones faked the three. Provocapic, they need it. They got it.
Great catch and shoot. He eyed it up. He's a 50% shooter. He missed the last one. Everybody in the arena knew he was going to make that open shot, and he did.
Ending about a 5-minute drought for the Panthers. Weston, alley-oop Leonard, hello!
You said it, Leonard's got crazy athletic ability, and he's good for 1 or 2 of those a game. He's just able to hang at the rim there, catch that ball, and finish it for Middle Tennessee.
Freshman at 6'7" from Snyder, Texas. Now Hawkins on the response. His first points of the day. 34% shooter from beyond the arc, and it's back to within 10. Largely reserve lineup right now for the Blue Raiders, but we've mentioned it a couple of times. They've got an outstanding bench. They are a team of interchangeable parts. It's not like there's this big drop-off when the reserves come in. And right,
maybe the next new exercise video, he was engaged in his abs there, getting some core work done, was lightning.
To me, it looked like a pulled hamstring in the making, but that would just be if I did it, I think. Cleavon Brown inside for the Panthers. It wouldn't roll. Rebound Lawrence.
Yeah, Coach Ballard loved that take. I mean, that's Cleavon Brown. Unfortunate for the Panthers that didn't drop, but that was a real good take. He got to the front of the rim, got to his left hand, little jump hook, just didn't fall.
And Aquan Smart has just picked up his 4th foul. He didn't come out after the 3rd one. He will now come out from the 4th one. Isaiah Banks checks back in for FIU. At that last stoppage, Nick McDevitt really flipped his lineup. A lot of starters back in there. Dishman, Sims, Jefferson back in to join Buford and Lawrence. And instead of sideline, it'll be baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, if you can sneak a couple minutes rest for your starters, that's just so key.
Jefferson with the miss on the 3. He's got 3 triples today, 6 games in a row now with at least that total. This one's short by Brown. Think about that defensive rebound there by Josh Jefferson. We've talked about the depth and the interchangeable parts on this Middle Tennessee team. They've got 9 different players who average at least a couple of rebounds per game. They all crash the boards. Banks will pull it out, give it back to Brewer. Just 4 points today for Tevin Brewer. They needed a big game from him today. Now they need a big 9.5 minutes from him. Panthers down 10. Brewer left wide open, says why not, and missed it.
Middle Tennessee switched, and they tried to switch back when the ball got up to the top of this key. They just didn't do it quick enough, left Brewer wide open.
Good hands there by Banks, coughing it up from Buford. Dishman backs in on Brown. Lost the dribble, shot clock at 7. Lawrence too strong, and there's Cleavon Brown to go up high and pull it in. Provocapic. Yeah, he's going to make that when he's that open.
Yep, he sure is. And the loose ball off the pass, and Eli Lawrence made that cardinal mistake of leaving a shooter. He tried to go make a play on that loose ball. FIU made him pay.
And here are the Panthers within 7 again. They are not going away. Blue Raiders got up to as many as 14. Looked like they might have delivered the knockout punch, and Jeremy Ballard's team is hanging in. 8.5 to go. Isaiah Banks picks up a foul. T. Leonard coming back in for the Blue Raiders, as well as Tyler Millen.
We talked about FIU 1 for 17 from 3. Doesn't matter anymore because they're 3 for their last 3, and that's why they're right back in this basketball game.
Provocapic has a couple of those. Here's Dishman now. Tried to get it inside to Leonard, and it just was not quite set up yet. Brown was defending Leonard, and it's going back to the Panthers.
Brown did a good job. Dishman expected his teammate to just come clean across the lane, and Brown stepped up and just provided enough of a little bit of a resistance, knocked him off his route, and Dishman threw it to where he thought he would be and threw it right out of bounds.
That's 17 turnovers now on the Blue Raiders. That's a big total. They average 13 a game. Still 8 minutes remaining. Dishman picks up Provocapic, so they go inside to Brown, and he could not connect with. The FIU Panthers have not gone away. Down by as many as 14, now down just 7, thanks to a couple of threes in the last few minutes. And the Blue Raiders have had 5 turnovers in the last 6 minutes. Josh Jefferson trying to make something happen. His shot blocked away by Cleavon Brown. Great save by Provocapic. Millen for 3. He misses, and Dishman gets tangled up inside on a good offensive rebound.
Great job, DeAndre Dishman, with the rebound and the kick out, and then worked to get inside position again so that he could come up against the taller FIU player and secure that rebound.
4th team foul of the half against FIU. Only 2 by Middle Tennessee, so no bonuses yet with 7.5 to go. Then to shoot. Inside, Leonard left alone, and he gets fouled. Little breakdown on the interior there by the Panthers.
The 2-player come together between Leonard and Millen. Both FIU Panthers jumped out at Millen. And you're going to see here, Leonard's so wide open. He was surprised. Dishman was surprised how wide open he was. He had to do a double take before he got the ball inside to Leonard, who gets to go to the foul line for 2 shots.
Isaiah Banks now with a couple of fouls in the last 10 seconds. He's got 3 in the game. And Leonard missing the first free throw. Less than a 50% shooter from the line on the year. T. Leonard, he's 1 of 3 there today. 6'7" standout freshman. Misses them both. Panthers catch a break. Still down just 7. Just 4 points from Tevin Brewer. And 22% shooting today for FIU. Yet here they are. 7 minutes to go. Down just 7. Hawkins kicks it out for Brown. Shot clock's at 5. Gravakovich trying to dump it off, and it goes out of bounds to Middle Tennessee.
Good idea. Gravakovich wasn't going to finish among the trees there. He had to try to drop it off. But again, FIU is not out of this. As a coach, you always talk to your team about if you're down the amount of points that there is minutes left in the game, you always have a chance. So down 7 with 7, keep chipping away. Get down 6 with 6, 5 with 5. Before you know it, you're right back in this basketball game.
The Raiders break the pressure. They were thinking alley-oop for Leonard, but the pass got deflected. It's coughed up. And that is the 18th turnover of the day against the Blue Raiders. The possession arrow will keep it with Middle. They'll put 20 seconds on the shot clock, and it'll be baseline out of bounds. T. Leonard coming out. Leonard got those hands in there to create the tie-up. Jefferson, corner 3, no good. Blue Raiders now 1 for their last 8. Brewer holding. Now on the wing to Panks. Jefferson got it stolen away. Jefferson keeps going. Lost it inside. Ball loose once again. And the scrappy Panthers pick it up in that game now. It's a 5.5-minute scoring drought. And Middle Tennessee had a couple of these in the first half, which allowed FIU to hang around.
Both teams have had scoring droughts and scoring runs over the course of this basketball game, and it could be a case of the last 5 minutes. Who has the right run at the right time here to put this game away?
Gravakovich into Brown. Shot clock at 15. Brown wanting Dishman. Instead, Brewer on the take. Missed the shot. Good defense there by the Blue Raiders to make that a difficult opportunity for Tevin Brewer. 5.5 to go in the game. 6-point difference. And Sims draws a foul going to the rack.
Great job, great execution in the half-court offense to get something to the rim. You win games, you win championships when you can do everything well and not just rely on the three-point shot down the stretch. They had a scoring drought, 0 for their last 6. So Coach McDevitt draws something up to get you to the rim to try to get some easy foul shots, get some points from the free throw line. Donovan Sims, there must be a lid on this basket because we're seeing 2 good free throw shooters right now struggle a little bit from the line.
A rare miss on the first one. Sims 93% from the year. Now he's 27 of 30 on the year. He's got 11 points in the game. Jefferson leading all scorers with 12. Nobody in double figures yet for FIU. They've got the ball down 7. Brewer with his eyes on the lane finds a cutting Jones, and it bounced out. Beautiful feed, just wouldn't fall.
It was a great feed and a great cut by Jones. Wide open to the paint there. Just couldn't get the friendly roll.
Cameron Weston now, Darren.
Yeah, can Middle get back to the rim, get something downhill. Don't settle for a jump shot here.
Dishman on the take. He lost it. It's out of bounds. Staying with the Blue Raiders and the shot clock at 6.
Ball was tipped out of bounds. Coach Ballard asking if that could, maybe they could take a look at that. They won't unless it's under a minute.
Weston on the fader with a pretty shot.
Good out of bounds execution. Cameron Weston with a big shot around the rim for the Blue Raiders.
He's got 7 now, and it's a 9-point game. Under 4.5 to go here in Murfreesboro. Banks, quick move and a power slam by Isaiah Banks. Wow.
He wasn't going to miss that shot, Jeff. He went up and threw it down with authority.
Man, what a jab step into the lane to get around the defense. Dishman counters with his first basket today. Back to 9. Denver Jones blocking foul. Donovan Sims thought he had position. He smiles as he lies on the hardwood. And that'll take us to the under 4 timeout. We got some drama brewing for the final 3:53 here at the Glass House. Isaiah Banks emphatically trying to keep FIU in the game. Down 9. Nick McDevitt and the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee trying to hang on here at home against FIU. Looking for their 8th home win this year against no losses and their 10th home win in a row overall going back to last year. But they're having to work for it. These Panthers have not gone away, Darren. Down just 9 right now with 3:53.
Absolutely. Having a very, very solid second half is FIU. And they can't get the ball in bounds. It's a 5-second violation and a turnover to the Blue Raiders.
Boy, that is massive right now. At least that's the feeling that has. It's 12 turnovers now on FIU.
Oh, no, it is massive. It's not the feeling. As a coach, the worst thing you can do is not get the ball in bounds after a timeout under your own basket. A critical mistake.
Jeremy Ballard might be thinking about that one when the head hits the pillow tonight. This ball blocked out of bounds. Tyler Millen on the attempt. Shot clock at 9.
Yeah, and you had timeout. Like, there's so many. I don't want to dwell on it, but you could have called timeout, reset, get something else drawn up.
Sims got it.
And inevitably, that's what happens. A mistake at your end. When you're struggling to try to win a basketball game in the road, you can't get the ball in bounds, and then next thing you know, a three-pointer at the other end. That's basketball,
yeah,
Jeff.
They were down 7, now in the blink of an eye, down by 12. It's funny, too. I mean, you think of a basketball game, you got hundreds of different plays and occurrences. Am I wrong, though, the mind of a coach late at night after the game? You're thinking about, what, maybe 4 or 5 of them, and those are the ones that feel like they're worth more?
You do. That's why I've got all this gray hair thinking about those. And fans and people talk about maybe the last play in the last minute. As a coach, you think about that play in the first half that cost you a basket.
Yeah. Tyler Millen had picked up his 4th foul on that last possession, and now it's Isaiah Banks going to the line after a foul on Eli Lawrence, his 2nd of the day.
It's a great cut by Banks. Anytime you see the back of your defender's head, you cut to the basket, and that's what he did right there. Had a nice back cut to the rim and gets rewarded by going to the foul line.
So Banks makes it a 9-point game, 46-37, and he hits them both now. And it's on our stat monitor an 8-point difference at 46-38.
8 or 10, one of the two.
Right. The in-arena scoreboard has it at 10. The stat monitor's at 8.
I think the scoreboard up top is right. We're going to roll with that one. Either way, FIU's got to get some stops here and some scores quickly.
Under 3 minutes now. Shot clock at 2. Lawrence got to get it up. He missed it. Dishman, the tip, no good, and the ball corralled by Krivakopich.
Dishman and Millen both had their hands on that.
Ooh, Krivakopich almost carried with it. He was trying to pass. Nick McDevitt saying, hey, you called that on one of my guys earlier tonight.
Yeah, he did carry it. It just, they didn't see it.
In the corner, Denver Jones. That would have been big for the Panthers, and now with 2 minutes to go, the Blue Raiders can play very slowly.
And this is where Middle Tennessee can run some clock, run their offense. This Princeton style of passing and cutting, when you've got a lead, it's so beneficial in helping you just milk the clock.
They got it down to 5. Weston, little separation, the step back. Missed the shot, but they took a lot of time off, almost as much as they possibly could.
It was a quality possession for sure for the Blue Raiders. FIU taking too much time, down 10. They've got to try to get some scores quick. Cameron Weston helps them by committing a foul.
He thought he had a clean pickoff. Pinckney's going to leave. Cleavon Brown back in for FIU. 46-36 with under 90 seconds left. Eli Lawrence comes out. Josh Jefferson back in for the Blue Raiders. It's Petar Krivakopich at the line. He's got 8 points on the day. Good shooter overall. Free throws and threes, but he misses. And the rebound is grabbed by Brown. Krivakopich too strong on the 3. Banks keeps it alive. Another chance. How about Brown? Or Brewer rather, and that's off the mark. Where they had everything they could possibly have needed on that opportunity. Just could not get a shot to fall.
They did, and once again, the three-point shooting for FIU, or inability to make shots. So many shots today were contested. Those were wide open. They had some excellent wide open looks at the basket right there. Couldn't get any to fall. Middle Tennessee able to get the rebound. And once again, now they get to run some clock. FIU has to decide, do they go for a steal? Do they foul right away? Do they try to play out this possession? Down 10, you probably have to put some pressure on and try to foul, make Middle Tennessee make a couple free throws.
Under a minute now. Weston finally is fouled by Brewer, who picks up his second.
Yeah, he still doesn't think he's fouled anybody today, Jeff. And his hands are so quick. I'm not sure he has, but it just, he's in there and his hands get on the ball so quick. What a competitor.
10-point game with 54.9. And Cameron Weston at the line, 75% on the year. 2 for 2 today. Front end of the bonus, and he's got it. Blue Raiders have Sims and Jefferson in double figures. Nobody in double figures for FIU. This is going to be the 7th time this year Middle Tennessee has held an opponent at 60 or fewer points, including the other night against FAU, held them to 57, and right now FIU at 36. I credit the FIU defense, though, today, too, because the Blue Raiders average about 75 a game, and they're not yet to 50.
No, you knew this was going to be a grind. Second day of a weekend trip.
And Jones with the basket and the and one coming.
And the worst thing you could do if you're Middle Tennessee is to foul anybody, let alone somebody that's attacking the rim. Give them their 2 points. Get the ball back and run clock. More than anything, just gap it up and make them shoot jump shots. Credit Jones. He got ahead of steam and got to the rim and gets a chance for a three-point play here.
He's on Weston, his third. Jones converts. He's got 8 points now. Pressure coming by FIU. Weston trying to dribble out of it, and he's fouled by Krivakopich.
Yeah, good. If you can get the trap and get a steal right away, go for it. Sometimes maybe you play and try to get a 10-second count. As he turned the corner, though, you've got to foul, and you've got to try to get back in this game by Middle Tennessee missing foul shots and you getting a chance, if you're FIU, to go down and try to get easy, quick scores, preferably a 3 or an easy open 2.
So Weston back to the line. Both teams with 18 fouls. So the first part of the bonus, in and out. Levon Brown's got another rebound, his 10th of the game. The door's slightly open right now for FIU. Give and go. Brown back to Hawkins from the corner. Tough shot, missed it. 30 seconds to go. It's a 9-point game. And Sims
in the backcourt. We're going to play for a steal here.
They get it into Sims, a good free throw shooter. Trapped in the corner, finding Lawrence, and he is fouled. And Lawrence is a 61% free throw shooter. So if you're FIU, you got it out of the hands of Sims, who's over 90%, and into the hands of Lawrence, and it's still a 1-and-1. It's not a double bonus yet with 9 team fouls.
Yes, fouled the right person. Gets a 61% shooter to the free throw line. And now FIU, they better have something drawn up. Down 9 here. If they get this rebound, probably need to go try to get something from 3 quick as Eli Lawrence calmly sinks the first shot.
That was a big one. 6 now in the game for Lawrence. And a 10-point lead now. 4-possession game.
And if you're Coach McDevitt, you maybe put somebody up so they can't roll the ball, and then you're just back and you're switching everything and you're giving any layups they want, but whatever, no fouls. Whatever you do, no fouls. And just that little ball pressure by Eli Lawrence, just up to 9, Tevin Brewer, forced the turnover by FIU, and Coach Ballard says that's enough. What a ball game, Jeff.
The Blue Raiders given all they could handle by FIU. Defensive battle, low scoring affair, but